shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
And finally, we're back to some much warmer temperatures and a lot of sunshine. I'll let you know if this will last through the weekend.
2 daytime shootings. We are on top of a series of violent incidents in Durham this week. We'll show you where both investigations stand this morning. Plus, Canes training camp. The Carolina Hurricanes will take the ice for the first time as a team after off-season trades. Changes coming this season to Canes hockey. A lot of stories that we're covering on this Thursday. Ooh, almost said Wednesday. Almost took a day from us here. Make sure you're watching here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovingett. We have Elizabeth Gardner getting us started. Very comfortable this morning, kind of setting the stage for those warmer temperatures coming.
Yeah, feeling really good out there as you head out the door. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh. We're going to be watching for a little bit of patchy fog as our temperature begins to drop a little bit more this morning since our skies are clear. Our temperature is 62 and the dew point 61. So if that temperature drops down to 61, then we're going to see some condensation that happens and possibly some fog. So we'll be watching for that. I don't see really much, if any of that, on the cameras yet, but we'll watch through the morning. 57 in Roxborough, but 65 in South Hill. Most of the towns in our area are seeing low to mid 60s as you're heading out the door this morning. And at lunchtime, we'll be 78 and then climbing all the way up to 85 degrees. And we're going to talk about how long this pattern may last into the weekend coming up. But let's take a look at WRAL, which formed yesterday afternoon. It is a tropical storm. It will continue to head to the northwest and then make that turn, becoming a hurricane and most likely just missing Bermuda and staying out to sea. But we'll take a closer look at what we could see in terms of rip current danger along our coast coming up.
All right, sounds great, Elizabeth. We'll come back to you in just a bit. Today, the man accused in a kidnapping that sparked a statewide Amber Alert is due in court. And this is video right now of deputies arresting 26-year-old Tyler Tootle. Now, deputies say Tootle stole a car in Randolph County while a 1-year-old was in the back seat. And then after a chase, deputies used stop sticks to force him to stop in Sampson County. The car crashed in a ditch. And deputies say Tootle is not the child's father, but he does know the girl's mother. WRAL will be in court today when he makes his appearance. And people are raising concerns after 2 daytime shootings in Durham in less than 24 hours. The first shooting happened on Larchwood Drive. This was Tuesday night. 2 people were injured, and one of them, at last check, is in critical condition. The second was yesterday afternoon on Pettigrew Avenue. A woman told police someone shot out the window of her SUV while she was driving with her 2 kids inside. But fortunately, no one was hurt. People that we spoke with say it has been a bit of an intense week for Durham as police and residents search for answers there.
It makes me feel really scared and anxious, and watching my back every time I come outside, because we had 2 big incidents.
This gun violence has got to stop, I mean, it's just everybody has to pull together and try to do something about it.
No arrests have been made in either shooting, and police are asking anyone with information to come forward. Meanwhile, deputies in Johnson County say a shooting near Garner may have been accidental. Sky 5 was above Dutchess Drive near the Cleveland community yesterday afternoon. Deputies say a man was shot and alcohol might have been a factor in this. A 31-year-old man accused of sexually assaulting a child in Wake County is facing charges now. Investigators say Justin Riddle was arrested in Columbus County, and he's also charged with soliciting a child by computer. President Donald Trump is celebrating Jimmy Kimmel's removal from late-night television. ABC's parent company, Disney, says Kimmel's show will be preempted indefinitely. It made that announcement after comments Kimmel made about the Charlie Kirk shooting during his monologue Monday night. Now, in the monologue, Kimmel said, quote, "The MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it," end quote. Again, those are his words. In a post to Truth Social last night, the president called Kimmel's removal, quote, "great news for America." He said, that leaves Jimmy and Seth, and he was referencing Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers, who both have shows on NBC. Critics of the move are calling it an attack on free speech, and that includes Democratic lawmakers on Capitol Hill.
I hope Jimmy Kimmel sues the heck out of everyone, but more importantly, I hope America wakes up to see what is going on. This is a coordinated attack on our fundamental values, the rights that are in the Constitution, and everything that we stand for.
North Carolina Governor John Stein even posted on social media last night on the topic of free speech. He said, quote, "Our freedom of speech is one of the most precious rights enshrined in the Constitution. People have the right to say what they believe even when we disagree. Free speech is not limited only to speech like that." 3 law enforcement officers are dead and 2 are in critical condition because of an ambush shooting in Pennsylvania. The officers were trying to serve a restraining order on a man from his ex-girlfriend. Well, authorities say the shooter was wearing camouflage and waiting in a nearby cornfield. He opened fire on the officers as they arrived. He was killed as officers returned fire. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is calling for more efforts to prevent gun violence. Meanwhile, back here, Durham City Council members will meet to discuss a new Amtrak train stop. And they'll also talk about giving a local restaurant a new honor. They'll consider conducting a study for an Amtrak passenger rail stop at Research Triangle Park. The two different routes that Amtrak routes pass through RTP throughout the day, but they don't necessarily stop. Council members will also talk about plans to designate the Chicken Hut as a local historic landmark. That request was made by Preservation Durham. It cites the Black-owned business's success and engagement in the community. Today's meeting starts at 1 p.m. Today, early voting begins in Fayetteville and Durham. Early voting for primary elections in cities runs today through Saturday, October 4th. All city residents are eligible to participate just as long as you're registered to vote. And you can find times and locations for early voting sites on the county's Board of Elections websites. Next week marks 1 year since Hurricane Helene devastated parts of western North Carolina. Ahead of the anniversary, the 1 year, federal, local, and state leaders took a tour of Lake Lure. The EPA's regional administrator and other leaders visited the Lake Lure Dam and Morse Park, and they highlighted what was accomplished during the recovery process and the work still needed. Officials say progress is steady, but they also understand rebuilding will take time and money, too.
The damages that were incurred due to the storm have exacerbated all needs for our infrastructure, so especially our sewer and dam. We're working each day to try to find funding and working with our engineers that y'all heard from today to continue moving forward to try to replace those systems and be where we need to be.
Local leaders say recovery efforts could take months, even years, where continued funds are needed to ensure long-term sustainability. Just a reminder, we are bringing you stories of heartbreak and hope in the mountains 1 year after Helene. It's part of our new WRAL documentary, Helene, What We Lost, What We Found. That airs next Thursday, September 25th at 7:30 on TV or wherever you stream WRAL. Today, the Carolina Hurricanes start their training ahead of the upcoming hockey season. And WRAL's Sean Gallagher is in Morrisville this morning. Sean, there are a lot of big changes coming for the fans this season.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. And it feels like the season just ended, that the Stanley Cup playoff was just here not too long ago. The Hurricanes hoping to make a trek to the Stanley Cup this year when they take to the ice here at the Invisalign Arena for training camp starting today. A new team will take the ice here, but also fans should expect a new experience at the Lenovo Center. The arena is in the throes of the first phase of its $300 million renovation. That means updated concourses, concessions, and an upgraded view bar in the 300 level. Here, any fan with a ticket can get an incredible view of the ice during the game. It's truly an upgrade for every fan, no matter the cost, who will see this evolve as less of a ground-up project, but more from the top down, with the first projects expected to be completed in the upper level.
I don't think the 300 level seats will have ever seen more value than they will this year. You know, there will be a period of time this year where I think their concession stands, bathrooms, et cetera, are the best in the arena, which is an exciting thing to think about.
Now, Doug Worf, the president of the Hurricanes, says these projects shouldn't be expected to be done by opening night, but it shouldn't impact the fan experience whatsoever. Now, when the boys take the ice here, they need to get up to speed quickly. The first game of the season is 3 weeks from tonight, but their first preseason game is Monday, and hockey truly back. In Morrisville, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
The Raleigh Fire Department is hiring. They posted this video on social media, and the job comes with stability and competitive benefit packages, according to them. Starting salary is over $56,000, and candidates must be at least 18 years old, have a high school diploma, and a valid driver's license. You have until September 30th to apply. A Raleigh police horse is retiring after 13 years of service. We want to introduce you to Willow. She has been a member of the police department's mounted unit, and officers say she's been calm in tough moments. She's patrolled big events and made kids and families smile all across the city. They thanked Willow for her strength and dedication and the joy that she has brought to the community. Today at Fort Bragg, a meet and greet with descendants of the original Band of Brothers. Family members of the famed 101st Airborne Division will meet for their 79th reunion. Fayetteville Mayor Pro Tem Kathy Jensen will deliver a special program recognition of their legacy, and the legendary Easy Company was forever immortalized in HBO's show Band of Brothers. Your time this morning is 4:39. Khalil deportation order. A judge ruled a pro-Palestinian protester should be sent to either Algeria or Syria. What we know about Mahmoud Khalil's legal troubles. Plus, lung cancer breakthroughs. Researchers at Duke discovered new information about how one form of cancer begins, how the research will help future patients. And folks, we will see highs in the 80s today as we're giving you a live look at Carr Lake. Just ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will share when our next weather maker comes through.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:43, and we're taking a look outside where skies are clear. So we have the top of the tower lit in blue. Watching out for a little bit of patchy fog. Our temperatures will continue to drop this morning. It's feeling comfortable right now. But as our lows fall a little farther, we could see some condensation happening out there in the form of low clouds or fog. So we'll be watching for that. Our coolest spot is 59 in Roxborough, but it's 65 in Goldsboro, 65 in Rocky Mount and in Fayetteville, and 60 in Holly Springs. So it feels pretty comfortable out there right now. If you're headed outside for exercise, it really feels good. Our humidity is on the lower side. Temperatures will be mainly in the upper 50s to low 60s. It is going to feel hotter this afternoon. Temperatures will climb on up into the mid 80s. This is the last official weekend of summer. I'll let you know if it will feel like it all the way through.
An immigration judge ordered the deportation of pro-Palestinian protester Mahmoud Khalil. And court documents say Khalil would be deported to Algeria or Syria. They say he omitted information from his green card application, but Khalil's lawyers plan to appeal. He's a 30-year-old permanent U.S. resident of Palestinian descent, and he was detained by immigration authorities for more than 100 days this year. That was because of his organizing protests as a student at Columbia University. Former CDC Director Dr. Susan Manares testified on Capitol Hill yesterday, and she was fired in August because she refused to resign while she was facing pressure. Wednesday, she told a Senate committee about her clashes with Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. She said their differences came to a head when Kennedy asked her to approve vaccine recommendations and fire staff members.
I responded that I could not pre-approve recommendations without reviewing the evidence, and I had no basis to fire scientific experts. He told me he had already spoken with the White House several times about having me removed.
HHS has not commented on that testimony. Duke researchers are sharing new revelations about one of the deadliest forms of lung cancer. Small cell lung cancer makes up 12% of all lung cancers, according to the CDC. It's most closely linked to smoking. Well, yesterday, researchers released new data showing where this form of cancer originates. This breakthrough could open the door for new prevention and even treatment.
Let's understand the earliest events in cancer initiation and hopefully to prevent the cancer before it starts. And ultimately to find better therapies that are more targeted to a patient's tumor.
5-year survival rates are currently less than 10%, so better understanding how the cancer starts and our immune response to it can transform diagnoses and care even. The FDA is warning about lead in cinnamon products. A new warning is out for Jiva Organic Ground Cinnamon. It's the 12th cinnamon item being recalled for lead since July of 2024. Now, at last check, there have been no reports of people suffering reactions because of the cinnamon, but if you have this product at home, you are encouraged to throw it out. If you've eaten it, you're advised to see a doctor. A California judge approved a $233 million settlement for Disneyland employees. 51,000 of those employees joined a class action lawsuit. They claimed they were denied a living wage by the company. A Disney spokesperson says around 96% of its employees now earn more than $22 an hour. RDU passengers will soon have a new international option. As we're giving you a live look over Terminal 2 at RDU, Aer Lingus will fly directly to Dublin, Ireland, 5 times a week starting in April. This comes at a time of growth for the airport. They're already building a new runway, expanding Terminal 2, and upgrading the road leading to both terminals. The airline will charter UNC's football team to their game in Dublin against Texas Christian on August 26th of next year. All right, swinging over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. She's tracking this warm-up that we're going to be seeing. I'm a little hurt. I wish it was feeling a lot more like fall, but I know those days are coming.
They are. You know, the farther we get into September, you know, the more and more cool air comes our way. And it definitely was a very pleasant start to the month. So we're going to, I think summer's just saying, hey, wait, we've got one more weekend, and it's going to throw it our way for sure. Our skies are mainly clear this morning. 62 is our temperature. We'll have very comfortable mornings. You know, we're not looking at this hot weather, you know, but for just, a few hours during the afternoon, really. We take a look at our temperatures across the area: 65 in Southern Pines and Fayetteville, as well as Rocky Mounts, 59 in Roxborough, 65 up in South Hill and around the Triangle, mostly low 60s, 62 in Garner and Knightdale, it's 61 in Apex and 60 in Holly Springs. Our cloud cover forecast looks really nice today. There may be a time period this morning where we see partly cloudy skies, but a lot of the day will be mostly clear. It looks like we're going to stay dry for the most part for today. Our high temperature, 85 in Raleigh and Durham and 88 in Fayetteville. And it may get a little hotter for us tomorrow. Football Friday looking pretty nice, though. By the time we get to 6 o'clock, it'll be in the mid 80s, and then we drop pretty quickly into the 70s once we get past sunset. So you probably don't need a jacket or a sweatshirt at the football games, and right now it looks nice and dry, so it should be perfect for that. This is a look at our forecast. Our normal high is 82, and we are either at or above normal for the next 5 days, which is something that we just really haven't seen a whole lot lately. It was very cool in August. It was pretty cool to start this month, but we could be very close to 90 on Friday and again on Saturday. Now, I know at this point, most of the swimming pools have closed, but, going to the lake, heading to the beach for the weekend or the mountains, I mean, whatever you want to do is going to be great. Maybe you're headed to the Duke game at NC State or Saturday at 4 o'clock. We're looking at fantastic weather. It's going to be a little bit on the hot side. Once we get past Sunday, we see temperatures cooling down just a little bit. We're still fairly warm for next week. Our next best chance of rain comes Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll talk more about that. And of course, we'll take a look at Gabrielle coming up.
All right, thank you, Elizabeth. More Wicked tunes. The next movie musical drops this November, and so we're getting a sneak preview of the original songs on the Wicked for Good soundtrack. And a celebrity gift. Tom Hanks fulfilled a promise years later. How a typewriter fits into this. Getting a live look over at Goldsboro this morning. You can see some cloud coverage there, and you're waking up a lot more comfortable than you did probably last couple days. The warm-up is on the way. The Strong Museum of Play is out with the 12 finalists for the 2025 Toy Hall of Fame. Now, some of the finalists include Connect 4, Furby, ooh, creepy, and Tickle Me Elmo, and the Star Wars lightsaber, which I argue is not a toy, but rather an experience. You can vote for your favorite finalists online now through Wednesday. Last year, My Little Pony, Phase 10, and Transformers were also inducted. A former Spice Girl shares her life story, and the upcoming Wicked for Good movie musical has new songs. Ashley Dvorkin has all of the latest in today's Hollywood Nation.
Beckham takes the spotlight, Stallone scores a renewal, and Wicked delivers new tunes in the Hollywood Nation. Wicked fans have something to sing about. The soundtrack for Wicked for Good drops November 21st. The same day part 2 of the film hits theaters. The album will include 2 new songs written just for the movie. No Place Like Home, performed by Cynthia Erivo, and Ariana Grande's The Girl in the Bubble. The Wicked Witch of the East, a stage favorite not featured on the original Broadway soundtrack, will appear on the album, marking its first official recording.
Tulsa is my home now.
Sylvester Stallone continues his reign as mob boss Dwight the General Manfredi. Paramount Plus has renewed his hit series Tulsa King for a 4th season, just days before the season 3 premiere. In the new episodes, Dwight's expanding empire faces its biggest threat yet, as a powerful old money family shakes up Tulsa. Season 3 premieres September 21st. Dakota Fanning faces a chilling challenge in today's First Looks. In the trailer for Vicious, she plays a woman who receives a mysterious box with unsettling instructions, unleashing a terrifying chain of events. The horror film streams on Paramount Plus and will be available to buy on digital October 10th.
I have never forgotten where I come from.
Victoria Beckham takes center stage in her new Netflix docu-series. The self-titled 3-part show chronicles her journey from Spice Girl to fashion icon, while following her as she prepares for her biggest moment yet, Paris Fashion Week. It premieres October 9th.
Tom Hanks made good on his promise to an Oregon typewriter shop there in 2023. He was in Portland for a book tour. Hanks is a typewriter aficionado, it turns out. He stopped into a small typewriter shop, stayed there for about an hour, and then he actually bought one of the typewriters.
So we just talked about typewriters, not much about his movies or things like that. On the way out, yeah, he said, hey, I'm going to send you an autographed typewriter out of my collection.
2 years later, a 1955 Rheinmetall typewriter from Germany arrived at the store. It was one from Hanks's personal collection, just like he said. Now, people can go to that store and type on it, sharing a piece of history. Pretty cool. Your time is 4:56 this morning. Shootings in Durham. 2 daylight shootings in 24 hours. The spike in violence concerning neighbors. Plus, expected in court. Today, the man at the center of a statewide Amber Alert will make his first appearance before a judge. His relationship to the 1-year-old he's accused of kidnapping. And Canes training camp. Today, the Carolina Hurricanes will take to the ice ahead of hockey season. The new amenities on the way for Caniacs.